So this week we're doing books. This is my bookshelf. I have quite a few books on here, in it. Whatever, I need a bigger one because I'm running out of space. I actually haven't read all the books on my bookshelf, but they're there so I can read them eventually. I want to show you this first. I didn't realize I had this book. It's a book. It's a cool book. Look at these pictures. Like, they are so cool. This book is like my size. Like, I can't even, this is difficult. This is difficult. Like, look at, you can't even see how cool it is. Look at that. Look, I have a whole book of cool pictures. Like, okay, none of you care, really, but I'm really happy I have it, and now I'm going to look to this, and just remember how beautiful the world is. Now, I'm going to start off with saying, I have The Fault in Our Stars, but I have not read it yet. I got it Saturday, and I just haven't had the chance to start reading it. I mean, I have, but I also have to read this thing, and I have a lot going on right now, and so I'm going to read this eventually, and I have my J Scribble. It's in purple. It's in purple, and I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna cry and everything, but I'm just not gonna read it right now. I also have other books by John Green, though. I have Paper Towns, which is signed. This is a weird J Scribble because it actually has, like, the green, like the G, like, just not the J, and it says my name. Then I have Will Grayson. I also have Geektastic, which I didn't finish. Let It Snow, good book, but I didn't read the last story because I was getting bored with it. I was really into, like, reading in 8th grade. I read, like, almost 50 books in a year. That was like my goal, and I almost reached it, but I almost failed 8th grade, so that wasn't cool. But I got into reading, and I like reading now. I've read so many books that I can't even, like, remember. I've just read a lot of different teenage romance novels. I didn't like Nick and Nora's in from my playlist. Here's a book about virginity, losing their virginity. Here's another book about somebody losing their virginity. The Bell Jar, one of the only school books I fully read and enjoyed. This is also by the girl who wrote Elsewhere, which Alle talked about, and I loved Elsewhere. I read that for freshman year for class, and they also wrote this book. This person wrote this book, and it's also really good. I like it. I liked it a lot. The Warrior Heir. I read it, and it's kind of like Harry Potter, but like, as in, like, a kid who didn't know they were a warrior, and then they find out, and they have to do these things. And I read, like, the two sequels to it, and I think there might be another one that I didn't read. If you like Harry Potter, try reading this. And then I recently got this book, and I read, like, the first chapter, and it's about, like, Kabbalah for women, and I found it interesting. This is a book I recently got. I haven't read it yet, but it's about a transgender boy or girl. I don't remember, but I really want to read it. I have Catcher in the Rye, which I want to read, and I started reading it in English class just on my own, but I never got to finish it. The Scott Pilgrim books, I'm missing 3 and 4. I'm not sure who has them, because I lend out my books a lot. So we're supposed to talk about ebooks. Personally, I don't know. I think I was against ebooks at first, because I'm like Paige, and I love the way books smell. Like, I just like the whole, like, holding it in your hand and, like, smelling the books. I love smelling books. I like the way libraries smell. Like, libraries are, like, one of my favorite places ever. Except school libraries, they're kind of just, like, depressing. Because, like, I feel like nobody ever, like, reads the books. I really like the idea of ebooks because I used to be really into reading, and I would go on trips, and I'd, like, take, like, a whole bunch of books with me. Like, they wouldn't fit in my purse, and I wouldn't be able to, like, carry them with me. Say you're trying to read, like, I don't know, like, Harry Potter, and it doesn't fit in your, like, purse. And you're like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? You just put it on your little tablet, or can't you read them on iPhones now? I don't know. And then you're like, oh my god, I can read this on my iPhone. Hope I didn't forget anything. No religious books, lols. I'm gonna stop this video. Because, yeah.